tough players in the midfield there, protecting that back four. He was always going to play a deep line. So no surprises. I think against teams like that, if you can score early, it changes the complex of the game. But they didn't, and Manchester United held on, and there was no real clear-cut chances. And it's not the end of the world, certainly for Liverpool. I mean, we just saw the league table. It's looking quite good at the moment. 3 teams really challenging at the top, and it's a good point for Manchester United. So I think fans around the world won't be too disappointed.
OK, so that is it. It is just the 5th 0-0 in the Premier League all season, and the first since the beginning of October. The Premier League weekend that began with that win for Spurs, 2 points dropped for City on Saturday, Chelsea winning Newcastle and Everton too. Today, Arsenal have won, Villa have won, West Ham have won, and Liverpool and Manchester United have drawn, as we've just seen, 0-0. So as we've reiterated too, Arsenal lead the way by 1 single point ahead of Liverpool and Aston Villa, who are locked on 38 points. Then the champions, Manchester City. United on 28 points, a point behind Newcastle, but still 6 off the top 4. 3 newly promoted teams in the bottom 3. Forest then 4th from bottom, and Everton suddenly 7 clear of safety despite the 10-point deduction.
Well, Scott, well done for a variety of reasons. It felt like it was stacked against you coming here today, but what do you think Manchester United showed this afternoon?
Yeah, big time. I think for start we've got a number of injuries which don't help the squad, and obviously the rhythm of playing a regular team and stuff like that. But we knew it was going to be tough today coming here, and obviously we had to stay calm and stick together. And we had moments in the game where we had chances and we could have hurt them. And obviously for us, we're a little bit disappointed that we can't come here and make it more of a game and have more opportunities and more shots on goal. But as I say, I'm sure the boys will be pleased in there not to lose the game, but most definitely not happy that we didn't win.
Did it feel maybe the first 5-10 minutes like it was going to be a really long afternoon, and then gradually you grew into it?
Yeah, it's always a hot start when you come here. We know that numerous times that we've been. Obviously, we couldn't forget about last year in terms of the way that game went as well. But as I say, the boys did everything today that they possibly could have. We've got a lot of young players coming into the squad, and they conducted themselves amazingly well. And I'm proud to obviously have led them out today. And it's a shame that we've drawn the game.
Yeah, you said proud. What did it mean to be Manchester United captain? I think first time in the Premier League, from what you were saying off camera.
Yeah, do you know what? It's the biggest honour of my career, captain this football club. Once and then twice. There's not really much else I can say other than that. I've been a young boy. I know the system, the process to come through, and it's one of the biggest honours of my career. And I'm thankful to be in this position, and I want to go for more.
I mean, what does it show about you? I think everyone knows you're a strong character, but in the summer it looked like you might be moved on to pastures new. Now here you are, stood with that armband on.
You never know in football. There's always just as long as I've got a clear mind and I do my best whenever I go on the football pitch with no excuses that come with it. I don't really care what anyone else says or what anyone else thinks about me. I just want to play well for this football club, and that's final. Your
idea at the coin toss to spin them round and make them attack the Kop first half? What's the thinking?
Yeah, mix it up a bit. See what they like at the start of the game. Obviously, we knew that they were going to come up and start fast. But as you say, it'll be a disappointed dressing room that we couldn't have had more opportunities that we did similar in the second half. But as you say, you'll take a point.
But all those negatives that were potentially there going into this, out of Europe, the injury list, the form in the Premier League, how did you it's almost like you gathered all that together and turned it into a positive?
Yeah, I mean, it's been extremely difficult, and I think everyone knows that the pressure at this football club is massive, and it takes balls to come out and play for this football club relentlessly every single week with no injuries and no shying away from playing, and that's what everyone in that dressing room who was there today wants to do. And the ones who are injured are desperate to come back and perform and play a part in that, which is the most pleasing thing. But as you say, we can build on this.
Yeah, I heard you the other day, I think it was before Bayern, being asked about the dressing room, previous dressing rooms, but a team only plays like that if they're together, don't they? If they're behind the manager, don't they?
Of course, I said that in other interviews, that we're behind the manager, and that's first and foremost. There's not really much else to say. We're here to perform for this football club, and he's a great manager and a great man manager that can lead us to good things, and I feel like this could be a building block as well.
Yeah, so if this is the first step, what's the next one, Scott?
To take one game at a time and to keep trying to win football games, and it's as simple as that. You can't get too carried away with anything in football, because reality can bite you really quick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, proud day to go to Anfield. What did you learn about some of them today then to get a form of result under the circumstances?
Yeah, I thought they did well. I think they stood up to everything Liverpool threw at them, really. I felt watching the game, they were very comfortable. I felt obviously Liverpool had some hard chances, but nothing really clear cut. And as I say, they could have nicked that game in the end. I think Højlund had the best chance of the game, didn't score it. We know he's not got a Premier League goal yet, and he needs to tidy up that finishing side of his game. As you said, your concentration has got to be there, whether you're a goalkeeper, a centre half, or a centre forward, because they're key moments. They can change his career at Manchester United so far. Scoring a winning goal at Anfield, it's a big thing to do. So, look, he'd be a little bit disappointed. I think he'd be a little bit disappointed with his all-round performance. But as far as character was shown today, you have to be very pleased with it. You have to be, because they have got a lot of players missing. As I said, I felt throughout the game they were very comfortable.
Yeah, in a good run of form. Manchester United fans will think, yeah, that's okay, it's acceptable. We'd want more of the ball, we'd want to have more chances. But I think when you consider what this team has gone through and the disappointments, which has mainly been, what it's been in recent times, then I think you actually view that as a real positive today. A clean sheet at Anfield is, plenty of teams have tried and failed.
No one's done it since January.
Exactly. Now, when you're a good team anyway, when you've got good players, and when you're a team like Manchester United coming to town, it's what you'd expect in many ways. The way they set up, it was a tough midfield to break down, not much creativity. But I think you've got to go away from that being in a positive mood if you're a Manchester United fan, because there hasn't been much in recent times. Something to build on, I guess so, but I'm tired of hearing that, I guess, for a long time now. And the only downside I'd put on it is that that's not the hardest thing in the world to do. I know not many people answer, but the hard thing to do is to build a team that can go out and literally keep the ball, take the game away from teams. Build a team like Pep Guardiola, build a team like Mikel Arteta's done, or Jurgen Klopp, and have an identity and whatever. What Manchester United have done is something, they've achieved something, not conceding a goal, but just to go somewhere and just to defend and hardly to get a chance. Yes, they might have had the best chance, but Manchester United fans will want more, and they will need to build to having more. But it's a positive, as I say, a point at Anfield.
And you have to accept that what was available to the manager today, that was the plan to get something. It's not a long-term plan. For today, let's go to Anfield, let's try and keep a clean sheet, stay in the game and get a result. Yeah,
that was definitely the plan. And I think probably the expectation helped United a little bit, or the lack of expectation helped United a bit, because everyone's thinking it's going to be 2-3. Well, we all thought that before the game, and they stood up to the test really well. Ten Hag, he is a very attacking coach, and you've seen in Champions League games this year almost a little bit too attacking, and they've paid for it. They couldn't afford to do that today, and that's just the position they're in. Where they've been this last couple of weeks, obviously going out of the Champions League, a terrible result against Bournemouth at home. That is the kind of thing they had to do. They had the 7-0 loss from last year. Now, can they go on from this? I don't know. I hope so. But with what was available, that was the way he had to play. And the circumstances of where they've been over the last few weeks, they had no choice but to go that way.
I think what I'm trying to get at, Scholesy, is this is a very much a one-off. As Steve said, it's almost like a means to an end, this game. You're not going to go and play like that at home to Burnley or at home to, Everton or whoever it might be. And that's the big question, isn't it, I guess? They'll have to do that. They'll have to put on that type of performance maybe 4 or 5 times a year when they go away to the top teams. Yeah. But apart from that, that's not going to get you where you want to be.
No, it's not. That doesn't make you a top team, does it? And as you said, it can be very easy to do that, to go and sit back and sit on the edge of your box. You can be there all day sometimes, can't you, and not concede a goal.
I've said that this season. They've lost at Spurs, lost at Arsenal, lost at Newcastle. So at least they'll be saying today, well, at least we've gone to Anfield.
Well, I thought last year, a lot of very good performances, but I thought they were very naive, and I thought the manager was very naive when they went to places like Anfield, when they went to places like City's ground, and he kept playing the one in midfield and the rest of the time. You can't do that. You can do it against other teams, of course you can. You get away with that when you've got your best players. They will beat most teams. But when you go to these places, it's not easy. Look, you want to play them off the park, you want to score goals, but they're not quite in that position to do that. And so performances away from home in big games, just getting a point, it's a good result sometimes. If you're going for a league title, you've got to make sure you're winning your other games, and you're clever enough and you're brave enough to be able to do that. But as Michael said, that's quite an easy thing to do today. The next step is, right, can you go on from that? Can you play an attacking team? Can you pass teams off the park? Can you create chances? Can you score goals? We still have to see that from this team. I think they still have to prove they've got the quality to do that.
Because in the past, Steve, you know, if that was Jose Mourinho, everybody was saying, oh, it's a Mourinho masterclass.
Yeah.
Tactical masterclass and all this. Well, come on, if you've got players of Manchester United standard and you play a very defensive way, then you can easily get 0-0s away from home. As I say, really good for today, but the acid test is, can they go and take it to the teams below them in the future and win 3 points? You know, take games away from teams. That's the mark of a good team.
Let's have a look at the chances they limited Liverpool to then, if you like. Could Liverpool have done any more in these situations?
Yes. Yeah, they could have. I mean, that's a chance. Straight down the keeper's throat. You'd expect the goalkeeper to win that. He's 6 yards out, Virgil van Dijk. I think this is equally as good a chance. I think Konate actually turns his head just at the last second. Just watch this. He's got his eyes on it, and then all of a sudden he spins, and I think he almost fears somebody else headbutting, like a clash of heads, maybe. So 2 good chances. They were in the first half, and then the second half, yeah, another couple of good chances. Mo Salah here, laying it off the Trent. And I don't think he needs to be as precise there, Scholes. He got half a goal to aim at.
Yeah, it's just always curling away from the goal there. But if you look at the goalkeeper's beat, and Arna's done there. And like I said, they weren't brilliant chances, were they? And they've handled Salah pretty well. We all know. We said before the game, look, we know what he does, but it's hard stopping him. And the keeper does well there. He reads it. He knows where he's going. And I just felt Liverpool lacked a little bit of sharpness today. This is a great bit of skill from Konate, by the way. Obviously, not had the finish come the end of it, but again, not amazing chances. I felt United limited them to mainly half chances and come away with the right result.
OK, well, we've got the views of Scott McTominay, the Manchester United captain today. Let's get his Liverpool counterpart. Here is Virgil van Dijk.
Well, Virgil, you kept knocking on the door, but is the overriding emotion as you stand there now frustration?
100%. If you see how we play the game, how we obviously having most of the ball and creating some opportunities, I think there was only one team I think that were trying to win the game, and unfortunately it didn't happen. But yeah, so that's why it's frustrating, because we want to win every game, of course, but especially if you play against a team like them.
What more could you have done?
I think make a better decision in the end.
Just that final third?
Yeah, sometimes we shot too easy, or could have, passed it to the overlapper maybe, but, it's from the outside it's very easy to, and for me as well, sometimes from the back it's easy to judge the situation, but I think the right decision sometimes was lacking, but yeah, hopefully we carry on, of course, and I don't doubt that either. But obviously, it's frustrated because you were superior in all aspects, and from the very first beginning, and they were hoping on a couple of counter attacks, like to hurt us on the break. And yeah, in the end, they are buzzing with a point, and we are very disappointed with a point.
You said only one team was trying to win it. Did you expect them to be maybe as compact and deep as they were?
Yes, obviously they're not in the best phase, so coming here then you wary of the threat that we have, but I want to look at my own side more or less, and we should have won it today, and that's a disappointing thing, but we have big games coming up, so we can't dwell on it too long, and we won't. We have to learn from certain situations. I definitely know that we will.
Did their form coming into this and what happened in this fixture back in March, did it create a strange feeling, expectation around the match?
That's all about, from the outside world, the perception that there was only one team that could have a positive outcome, I think, in today's game, and whether they won, lose, whatever. But for us, I think if I remember correctly, last year we didn't come in with a good feeling towards the Man United game, and we won the game convincingly, of course, last year, but last year don't count now, and this is a game on its own. There's always have been, because because it means more. It means more to us, means more to the fans, and unfortunately we couldn't win.
Welcome back. Goalless then after that first half at Anfield between Liverpool and Manchester United, and that will suit United much more.
Yeah, I think it's job done. First half going to Anfield, it's we know there was a lot of pressure on before the game with the way results have been, but yeah, been pleased really. They've limited Liverpool to very little really. There's been the odd half chance, a little bit from set pieces. You would like to see him be a little bit more of a threat, but I think as an half goes at Anfield, it's okay. It's job done so far.
Yeah, Liverpool a little bit frustrated for you?
I'd say a little bit. They pushed and probed and tried to get some clear-cut chances. Not really been many. Set pieces, crosses, sort of corners have been their likeliest avenue, I feel. But Manchester United defended really well with bodies, not really threatened going forward. I guess a word of warning, when they lost 7-0 here a matter of months ago, it was quite tight in the first half as well. I think Liverpool scored really late, just to go 1-0 ahead in the first half. So it's not job done yet, but certainly Erik ten Hag's team talk is a little easier.
Let's have a look at Andre Onana. We've seen contrasting sides of his game in that first half. Started off in a nervous fashion, Paul.
Yeah, it's been very much the season he's had so far, I suppose. He's coming for that one. He's not quite getting there. He's half and half. You think if somebody gets a touch, it's going in the goal, and that's just what he's been like. He's been inconsistent, much like the team, really. Very, very inconsistent. Again, he's a little bit hesitant. I think the forward is in a way that he is in a way a little bit. It doesn't help him. You still expect him to catch the ball cleanly, and probably where they've been most dangerous, Liverpool, with crosses into the box. But like I said, and they haven't really created that much. These are ones he's normally good at. What he's been brought to the club for is to play out from the back. He's getting these wrong at the minute, but he's still got the confidence to try. And we even saw him going off smiling at the cop end as well in the first half. There he is, a little smirk. So he knows he can improve, and hopefully he will do second half.
Yeah, and the bottom line is he's kept a clean sheet, hasn't he, in this first half? He's made a good reaction save there. I mean, you'd expect him to save it. The other thing, in terms of with his feet, I mean, Manchester United aren't the most confident bunch at the moment, so I don't see many centre-halves splitting and full-backs getting wide and offering the ball. So his options are probably limited. But yeah, a couple of shaky moments, but on the whole, going in at half-time with a clean sheet so far, he'll be happy with that.
And somewhat ironically, as you said, the only time Liverpool have really asked the question have been set pieces. Yeah. Kanate had one, didn't he? Perhaps should have done a little bit better.
Yeah, he should have done. Obviously, we saw the Van Dijk one there, but Kanate had I think he should do better. I think Michael agrees as well. I think that's a really good chance for him. 7-8 yards out, and just throws his head out without really looking.
Head, doesn't he?
Yeah.
If he keeps his eye on the ball a little bit longer, it's almost like when he gets
down. Yeah.
Last split second, he turns his head and loses all the direction on the ball. So I think both centre-halves, Kanate and Van Dijk, have had the best chances, really, in that first half for Liverpool. Will be a little bit disappointed, but it could be the avenue, it could be the way in for them. They're a big team, Liverpool, big centre-halves, very good in the air. So that's possibly their best chance at the moment. But they're expecting one thing as well, Scholesy picked up, it's very rare that Liverpool kick into the cop end first half as well. They did that in the first half, so it's a little bit strange for them.
When United have a plan like this, or any team, how important is that concentration? They're only halfway there, and one lapse, the fine margins.
Concentration's the big word in a game like this. You are staying in, you're trying to survive in this game, really, and hope something happens at the other end. As I said, for the forwards as well, like people like Owen, not really touched the ball.
Four touches he's had, Paul.
4 touches, yeah, which is, I don't know how it's possible for a footballer to play 47 minutes? And I haven't touched the ball 4 times. It's incredible. But it's obviously the way they're playing as well. There's a lack of confidence there. Midfield players, you'd expect at least to pass a couple into the centre forward, but there's been absolutely nothing, and he hasn't really been a threat as well. But like you say, he's got to keep his concentration, because that one chance could come and he'll have to put it away.
And just another little thing to bear in mind, 4 players there got yellow cards in the first half, 2 central midfielders for Manchester United. So, as much as well as they're doing, two yellow cards each, going down to 10 men is not advisable in this fixture. So That's just a thing to bear in mind in the second half.
Absolutely. Who would be foolish enough to get sent off in this fixture?
I set myself up for that, didn't I?
Well, the both of you.
You must have been sent off in this
Anfield.
fixture.
Yeah. He knows the feeling.
I know straight away. I thought you were talking about me.
I'm watching their discipline these days. Manchester United, incidentally, 1 touch in the Liverpool penalty area, the joint fewest since records began. But
sun shining brightly. My name is Derek Ray, and with me for commentary is the former Arsenal and England fullback Lee Dixon. I'm very much looking forward to bringing you action from the Premier League. It is Liverpool taking on Manchester United.
Cheers, Derek. Yes, excited about this one. Interesting match-up for me. We should get a good game here, hopefully.
And this is how Liverpool start the game. Alisson begins in goal. Trent Alexander-Arnold starts with Andrew Robertson in the Can they forge ahead? And a goal! United forge ahead in the derby! And that has silenced the majority in here.
Well, Derek, as we see it again, it's a big mistake. You try to teach youngsters not to get caught in possession and be aware of what's around you. He has no clue, and he pays the price.
The opening goal of the game then.
Manchester United, number 7, Edison Cavani.
Roberto Firmino. Oh, lovely incisive pass. Promising attack, but his timing was off. Bruno Fernandes. Here is Fred. Shaw. An unforced error, you've got to say. Promising looking ball, and he's in. Will he? Oh, a goal for Liverpool, who are now on level terms.
Well, let's see the replay and look at the pace at which the counter-attack happens. And because he's on his own, he collects himself and he finishes it perfectly past the keeper.
So, a level contest, 1-1.
For Liverpool, number 11, Mohamed Salah.
Cavani. Might be able to set up the chance. This looks threatening. They've only gone and grabbed another one. 2 goals in quick succession. Now they have the lead. No wonder they're celebrating.
Well, Derek, the keeper's not going to want to see the replay of this. Completely caught out at his near post. Shocker.